Friends, welcome to Unacademy. Myself Vijay Gupta, and today I have come up with a quiz on respiratory system. In today's quiz, we'll be discussing 20 questions of respiratory system live on Unacademy platform. So if you are there, I would request you to join this quiz by using the link provided in the chat box. The quiz is live on Facebook as well as YouTube, so you could join the quiz immediately by clicking the link which is provided in the chat box or provided in the following number. The number for joining the quiz, if you already have a Unacademy app, then you could be a part of quiz by using the code 498507. So you can be a part of quiz by joining the I'm just sharing the link to join the quiz. Yes, so here's the link to join the quiz. You can be a part of this quiz by joining by clicking on the above link, or you can also be a part of quiz. If you already have the Unacademy app, then you need to just use the code 498507. By using this code, you will be a part of this live quiz. The live quiz will comprise of 20 questions, each of 60 seconds. So we'll just wait for a few more minutes to let the participants join in, and we can start the quiz right away. The moment we'll have participants, we'll start the quiz right away. So yes, the quiz is live on Facebook and YouTube, so I request you all to be a part of this quiz. Yes, we'll just wait for a few more seconds so that all the participants who are there can join us very soon. Yes, just wait for a second. Will be coming up with more members to learning. There are more members who are joining in, so we'll allow everybody as much as possible students to take the advantage of this quiz. And the moment the members will join in, we'll start the quiz immediately. Today's session is on respiratory system, and in this respiratory system, we'll be discussing 20 questions. Each question will be of 60 seconds, and the answer will be available at the end of every question. The right answer will be available at the end of every question. So yes, we will be just waiting for a few more participants to join us, and the moment participants will join, we'll start with the quiz any moment. Remember, what are we supposed to expect? What do we learn in respiratory system? In respiratory system, remember, in respiratory system we learn few very important things. The quiz, everybody can be a part of quiz by just clicking on the link provided in the chat box, or you can immediately join with the Unacademy app by using the code 498507. Either ways, you can be a part of the quiz. Remember, the 498507 is the link for the quiz on Unacademy app. The Unacademy app by using the code. So I can see students have joined us. You can just use this code on Unacademy app, and by using this code on Unacademy app, you will be a part of this quiz. Let me also share the link for the above quiz. Let me also share the link for the above quiz. Yes, for those all who have joined us, I request you all to be a part of this. Can I have a hi or hello from all the students? Yes. You have to just click on the link provided, Unacademy link, app link, and you can be a part of this quiz. In respiratory system, remember, in respiratory system, the things we are going to learn are, in respiratory system, the topics which we are going to focus are number one, mechanism of breathing. In mechanism of breathing involves the pressure volume changes, or you can say it involves also the lung volume capacities, ventilation perfusion ratio, and dead space, also movements of respiration, and surfactant and compliance. The topics which are included in mechanism of breathing are compliance, surfactant, lungs volumes and capacities, the pressure volume changes are the topics which are going to learn in mechanism of breathing. The second part, important part in respiratory system, is transport of gases. Remember, in transport of gases, you all can learn about how oxygen and carbon dioxide are transported from one place to another. How oxygen and carbon dioxide are transported from one place to another. Like oxygen is transported from lungs to tissues, and carbon dioxide is transported from tissues to lungs. So what are the various pressures and the partial pressure required for transport of those gases? So these are topics which we learn generally in lungs volumes and capacities. Let me ask one question here. If the participants are online, I will have to ask one question here. The question is, suppose if the atmospheric air has a pressure of 500 mm of Hg, if the atmosphere air has a pressure of 500 mm of Hg, what will be the PO2 of this air? What will be the partial pressure of oxygen in this air? Can you think? Can you type on a chat box for those who are live on YouTube? I would like to have answer from your side. How much will be the pressure of oxygen? That's great. One of the students has joined today. So let me start the quiz for all the participants, so that we can have the quiz as early as possible. So we will start the quiz. The quiz is live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. You can join the quiz by downloading Unacademy app. Just give me a second. Here. You can be a part of this quiz just by clicking on the Unacademy app, and on Unacademy app you can use the code 498507 to be a part of this quiz. Coming back here, the atmospheric pressure is 500 mm of Hg. The partial pressure of oxygen at normal concentration will be 100 mm of Hg, approximately 100 mm of Hg. How do you get the answer? The answer is very simple to find out. Remember, if you have any atmospheric pressure, the oxygen is generally 21% in atmosphere. 21% indicates 21 by 100, which is nothing but 1 by 5. So the oxygen pressure, that is partial pressure of oxygen, is always 1/5 of total atmospheric pressure. The pressure of oxygen is nearly 1/5 of the pressure of the atmospheric air. So atmospheric pressure divided by 5 will give the answer. Suppose if you have 1000 mm of Hg as atmospheric pressure, then the PO2 in this pressure will be, the PO2 in this atmospheric pressure will be how much? Will be 250, because 200, because 1000 divided by 5 gives you 200 mm of Hg. So that's a very simple way to calculate. That's a very simple way to calculate the oxygen pressure. Coming up with some more interesting facts, let me start the quiz right now. So I have started the quiz. The quiz is starting very soon. Yes, the quiz is started. Here, let us see the first question here. Halden's effect is, or Halden's effect is defined as, what is Halden's effect? The Halden's effect, remember, Halden's effect is a movement of carbon dioxide, but from where to where? If you have alveoli and blood capillary, important mechanism meant for oxygen transport in a body, binding of oxygen to hemoglobin, increase capacity for carbon dioxide, deoxygenation of blood increases capacity for carbon dioxide, all of the above. Can you tell me? Yes. Halden's effect is when more oxygen moves from alveoli to blood, more carbon dioxide is released from blood to alveoli. So it is oxygen binding to hemoglobin causes more CO2 to be released. So the option A is given as yes. The right answer is option C. That's great. So the right answer is option C in the following quiz. That's the right answer. Dr. Lakshmi has answered it very right. That's great, Dr. Lakshmi. Congratulations to all of you. Let us go to the next question. The negative intrapleural pressure is due to, uniform distribution of surfactant over alveoli. The negative intrapleural pressure is due to uniform distribution of surfactant over alveoli, negative intraalveolar pressure, absorption by lymphatics, or presence of cartilage in the upper airway. What do you think is the right answer? Dear students? Yes? What do you think is the right answer? The negative intrapleural pressure is due to uniform distribution of surfactant over alveoli, negative intraalveolar pressure, absorption of lymphatics, or presence of cartilage in the upper airway. Generally, it's a pressure between visceral pleura and parietal pleura, which is always negative, and it is created by a fluid which is continuously secreted and reabsorbed in this area, the area between visceral pleura and parietal pleura. Yes, the answer is absolutely correct. It's option C. The lymphatics have been taken away, and if the lymphatics are taken away, that causes negative intrapleural pressure. So it's between the visceral pleura and parietal pleura. It's called as negative hydraulic traction. Next question here. The nitrogen narcosis is caused by, nitrogen narcosis means when excess of nitrogen gas gets dissolved in the plasma and in the tissue fluid. What it causes? Nitrogen inhibiting dismutase enzyme, increase the production of nitrous oxide, increased solubility of nitrogen in the nerve cell membrane, or decreased oxygen free radicals. What will be the cause? Remember, nitrogen actually has a very good solubility in the myelin sheath. Nitrogen has a very good solubility in the myelin sheath, and that causes decrease in the conduction velocity of the action potential. So nitrogen narcosis is a serious problem during deep sea diving. Hence nitrogen is replaced by helium. Remember, nitrogen is replaced by helium because of nitrogen narcosis. So the answer is yes, absolutely correct. It is because of it affects the nerve conduction in the nerve cells. That's great. Dr. Sunny, Dr. Lakshmi has answered it perfectly right. That's really great. Yes. I hope you are online, Dr. Lakshmi and Dr. Sunny. Vital capacity of the lungs. Vital capacity of lungs in a healthy individual is. Yes, I can see students have still joined. Dr. Hemang Mangal has also joined us. And if I may request you all to see the next question here. Vital capacity of the lungs in a healthy individual is 1.5 liters, 2.5 liters, 3.5 liters, or 5 liters. What will be the vital capacity in a healthy adult male? I request everybody please answer on a chat box. Here. Yes. The most best possible answer for this will be, yes, what do you think the best possible answer here? I think it's very much near to the inspirating capacity and tidal volume, which will be 3.5 liters. Vital capacity is very much near to 3.5 liters. Actually, mathematically it becomes 4 liters. You can choose the best possible answer, which can be 3.5 liters. 3.5 liters. Let us go to the next question. Feedback uptake of surfactant. The feedback uptake of surfactant by type 2 alveolar cells, the type 2 epithelial cells, is regulated by surfactant protein type A, surfactant protein type B, surfactant protein type C, or surfactant protein type D. Which of these protein is actually responsible for surfactant uptake? Okay, screen is not clear. I request you to just Dr. Irana, if you could just change the settings to a higher resolution. Instead of 144 quality, you should go for 720 pixel. I think that will solve the issue, because sometimes on YouTube you may go on auto mode, which uses a lower resolution. Just try to select a high resolution, which will solve the problem of blur screen. That's great. The answer is type A. Type A. Remember, it's a type A surfactant which is responsible for the feedback mechanism of surfactant by the type 2 cells. So it's type A, surfactant type A, which is responsible for giving you a feedback mechanism. Which of the following cannot be measured directly with a spirometer? Very interesting question. Spirometry measures all of the following except one of the thing cannot be measured: vital capacity, functional cellular capacity, total or tidal volume, or expiratory reservoir volume. The answer is very simple. The answer is very, very simple. Yes. Which of the following cannot be measured? Which of the following cannot be measured by spirometer? Something which includes yes, something which includes residual volume. Remember, FRC includes expiratory reservoir volume plus residual volume, and residual volume cannot be measured by spirometer, so FRC cannot be measured by spirometer. Apart from FRC, we also have total lung capacity, we also have residual volume. These three, lung volume and capacities, they cannot be measured by spirometer. Remember, FRC, total lung capacity, and residual volume cannot be measured by spirometer. Peripheral chemoreceptors respond to hypoxia using which channel? Very easy question, and have been repeated in many exams, and in fact actually this question has been repeated 5 times. The peripheral chemoreceptor responds to which channel? The question has been repeated quite many times. Yes, what do you think is the best possible answer here? Yes, may I know the perfect answer? You can join the quiz by using the link in the chat box provided. Remember, peripheral chemoreceptors are present on carotid artery and the carotid sinus, called as glomus cells. Those glomus cells which are present on carotid sinus, they respond to hypoxia when PO2 is less than 60 mm of Hg. If PO2 is less than 60 mm of Hg, the peripheral chemoreceptor starts working, and they work at a potassium channels, they by inhibiting or by blocking potassium channels. So it's oxygen sensitive potassium channel. They work by. Oh, thank you, Dr. Preeti Sharma and Dr. Marisa and other teachers are watching along with me. I'm happy to have them on board. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining. Let us see which is the other question. Which of the following is the main component of surfactant secreted by alveolar epithelial cells? Type 2 cells, they secrete surfactant. And which is the major component? Is it proteins, phospholipids, lipoproteins, or one of the above? I think all of them are there, but major component. Which of them is the major component here? For surfactant are basically amphipathic molecules having one hydrophilic end and two hydrophobic tails, which align themselves in an alveoli in such a manner that their hydrophilic end is onto the surface and hydrophobic end is into the lumen. So what is the right answer here? Yes, phospholipids is the right answer. Remember, phospholipids is the right answer for surfactant. So answer is phospholipids. That's great. We're looking for the next question. Let us go to the next question here. A graph is plotted with percent saturation of hemoglobin at various partial pressure of oxygen. Means it's a question of oxygen hemoglobin association dissociation curve. So assertion is an increase in 2,3 dpg. An increase in 2,3 dpg will shift the O2 curve to the right. Increased 2,3 dpg has high affinity for oxygen. Both assertion and assertion are true. Reason is correct explanation for assertion. Both assertion and assertion are true. Reason is not correct explanation for assertion. Assertion is true, but reason is false. Assertion is false, but the reason is true. What do you think is the right answer here? What do you think is the right answer, dear students? Yes. What do you think is the right answer in this case? The curve is shifted to the right. Let me draw a right shift curve so that you will have an idea. What do you mean by right shift curve? A right shift curve indicates decreased affinity for oxygen and hemoglobin. A right shift of the curve indicates decreased affinity for oxygen and hemoglobin. Increase in 2,3 dpg causes right shift. So the answer, the best possible answer in this case will be yes. What do you think is the right answer? Let me just see whether things are going right. Something has happened with the app. Okay. The system has just. Which of the following lung volume and capacities can be measured by spirometer? Which of the following lung volume and capacities can be measured by spirometer? Functional residual capacity, physiological dead space, total lung capacity, or vital capacity can be measured. Oh, as I told you, TLC, residual volume, and dead space, they cannot be measured. Only vital capacity is the thing which can be measured by dead space. That's great. Remember, vital capacity is the only thing which can be measured by spirometer. Dead space, or you can say all other things cannot be measured by spirometer. Let us see the next question. Let us see the next question here. A person with a ventilation perfusion ratio, a person with a VQ ratio defect has hypoxemia and is treated with supplemented oxygen. The supplemental oxygen will be most helpful if the person's predominant VQ defect is, means he has a VQ ratio defect and he is given with some type of oxygen therapy. The oxygen therapy be useful if VQ defect is of which type? Dead space, shunt, high VQ or low VQ. Remember, high VQ and low VQ are the places where there is either decreased blood flow or decreased ventilation. Shunt is a place where oxygen just bypasses, the blood just bypasses the alveoli. Dead space is the area where there is no exchange occurs. So there should be more you can say blood flow available, blood you should increase ventilation. So increasing ventilation is a place where there is low VQ ratio. Low VQ ratio means where there is less ventilation but more perfusion. So the place with low VQ ratio has a good perfusion but low ventilation, and hence you give oxygen therapy, it will be having a desired result. When a VQ ratio is infinite, which of the following answer is correct? Partial pressure of oxygen becomes zero. What do you mean by VQ ratio infinite? It's a relation where your ventilation is good. Remember, VQ ratio infinite means what? Mathematically, anything becomes infinite if denominator is 0. Means V upon 0 gives you infinite relationship. So V upon Q ratio is infinite. V upon Q ratio is infinite if partial pressure of oxygen becomes 0, no exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, or partial pressure of carbon dioxide becomes 0, or partial pressure of CO2 and oxygen remains normal. Remember, if there is 0, means there is no blood flow. If there is no blood flow, there is no possible exchange of carbon dioxide. The answer is no exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. There is no exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in such setting. Let us look at the next question here. Dr. Lakshmi and Dr. Sunny are doing great from their side. I can see many students are still watching me live, and that's really appreciable. Yes, Dr. Umesh, Dr. Himangi, Dr. Irana has joined us, are watching us. Let us look at the question number 13. The mechanism of action of surfactant is. What is the mechanism of action of surfactant? As we have just seen, surfactant is a molecule which align themselves in an alveoli with hydrophilic end towards the surface and hydrophobic end away from the surface in the lumen. So it lubricates the flow of carbon dioxide diffusion, it binds oxygen, it makes the capillary surface hydrophilic, or it breaks the structure of water in the alveoli. Very simple, very interesting. Surfactant act by decreasing surface tension of the liquid. So by decreasing surface tension of the liquid, the right answer could be yes. What does it do? It actually breaks the surface. Yes, that's the correct answer. It breaks the surface of the water to decrease the surface tension. Yes. It is secreted by type 2 pneumocytes. Very right, Dr. Irana. That's a nice name, Dr. Irana. Okay, going for the next question. What is the next question here? Spirometer measures all of the following except. Again, a repeat question here. What does it doesn't measure? But options are different. Tidal volume, vital capacity, force expiratory volume, none of the above. What do you think is the right answer? Spirometer measures all of the following except. So spirometer, as I told you, the spirometer, it does not measures what all things. It does not measure TLC, it does not measure FRC, and it does not measure RV. Since none of the options has these things, the answer should be very obviously in front of you. Yes, it should be yes. Tidal volume can be measured, vital capacity can be measured, force expiratory volume can be measured, but what cannot be measured is none of the above. Yes, so none of your answer. Yes, that's great, Dr. Animesh. Dr. Animesh has answered it perfectly right. Yes. Looking for the next question. Let us go to the next question. Why don't you all join? Those who are watching me on YouTube, you can be a part of the quiz on Unacademy app also. You need to just use the code or link provided in the Unacademy app. The code is very simple. It's 498507, or you can use the link provided in the chat box. Yes. So again, I will provide the link. If you have Unacademy app, you can download the Unacademy app and you can be a part of this quiz. Okay, going for the next question. Laplace law is very simple. Yes, it's a relation. Laplace law provides the relationship between pressure, tension, and diameter, or you can say radius. So what does the Laplace law says? P is equal to T upon R, P is equal to 2T upon R, P is equal to WP upon R, or T is equal to PR by W. The answer has to be P is equal to, there are two options in front of you, T upon R or 2T upon R. Yes. What do you think is the right answer, Dr. Irana? I think the answer is very much clear. Laplace law has got many other formats also. Yes, I have missed the answer. Yes, it's pressure is equal to 2T upon R is the right answer here. Going for the next question. Let us look at the next question here. Air volume in the lungs after a normal expiration is called as. the air volume in the lungs, after normal expiration is called as. So when you breathe out normally, what is left in the lungs is, expiratory reserve volume and residual volume. So I hope you get the answer. When you breathe out normally, that is when tidal volume is given out. Let me just help you with the options here. When tidal volume is given out, what is left in the lungs is expiratory reserve volume and residual volume. So which of these comprises of ERV and RV? Yes, which of these comprises of ERV and RV? Very simple answer. Yes, after normal expiration, yes, the volume of air is FRC, Dr. Gaurav. Residual volume is there, but ERV is also there. For normal expiration means, so we have ERV and RV still left in our lungs. We have ERV and RV still left in our lungs. Going for the next question. The fetal lung is mature when the lecithin and sphingomyelin ratio is. The fetal lung is mature when the lecithin and sphingomyelin ratio is less than 2, more than 2 or equal to 2, more than 1 or equal to 1. What is the best possible answer here? The lung becomes mature means immature lung has more type 2 pneumocytes, because fetal lung is mostly dedicated for production of surfactant, and mature lung, or you can say adult lung, is for exchange of gases. So the percentage of type 2 decreases and percent type 1 increases. So lecithin sphingomyelin ratio is how much? Less than 2, more than 2 or equal to 2, more than 1 or equal to 1. It has to be something which is going to be, sphingomyelin is something decreasing and phospholipid increases. So the answer is either more than 2 or equal to 2. It has to be more than 2 or equal to 2. So lecithin sphingomyelin ratio is more than 2 or equal to 2. The lecithin increases and sphingomyelin decreases. There is increase in lecithin and decrease in sphingomyelin. Let us look at the next question here. Which of the following statement regarding oxygen binding curve is correct? Is it myoglobin sigmoidal, hemoglobin hyperbolic? Let me just get a question here. Oxygen binding curve is correct. Myoglobin sigmoid, hemoglobin hyperbolic. Myoglobin hyperbolic, hemoglobin sigmoidal. Myoglobin hyperbolic, hemoglobin hyperbolic. Myoglobin sigmoidal, hemoglobin sigmoidal. Very simple. We know that oxygen hemoglobin curve is sigmoidal. So you have to choose the answer where hemoglobin has sigmoidal curve. The rest all the options you have to just eliminate. Very simple. So I think only one B and D are giving you the hemoglobin sigmoidal, but myoglobin is not sigmoidal. Myoglobin is something different. Myoglobin is hyperbolic. So myoglobin curve is something like this. Myoglobin curve is hyperbolic and hemoglobin is sigmoidal. Please remember, myoglobin is hyperbolic and hemoglobin is sigmoidal. So the option B was the correct answer. That's great. Let us look at the next question here. Function of a surfactant includes all. Surfactant has all the functions except. Let us look at the options here. Decreases surface tension. Yes, very right. Keeping alveoli wet and healthy. Yes. Lung immunity. Yes. Stabilize alveoli. All the four options seem to be very right, but one seems to be a little bit different. It keeps the alveolar membrane dry and not wet. So if I have to go for the answer, it has to be something like this, because they also help in immunity. That means that surfactant also helps in immunity also. Let us see what does the computer says. Let us see what does the computer says. Yes, that's correct. It keeps alveolar membrane dry, not wet. Surfactant keeps the alveolar membrane dry. By decreasing surface tension, it increases the pressure a little bit and by maintaining the pressure, it doesn't allow fluid to accumulate in the alveoli, so it keeps alveolar membrane dry and healthy. Which among the following is incorrect about FRC? Incorrect. FRC incorrect. Option A is ERV plus RV, means FRC equals to expiratory reserve volume and residual volume, or it is around 2.5 liter in normal healthy person, can be measured by helium dilution method. Inward elastic recoil of lung is more than outward elastic recoil chest wall at FRC. At FRC, the inward elastic recoil is more and outward is less. Is that so? Is that so? Means when you talk about FRC, I think option D is something which is quite typical here. Option D is something which is quite typical here. Yes, what do you think? That should be the right answer here. Because A, B and C seem to be absolutely perfect, so D is the right answer. D is not true about FRC. Yes, D is not very much true about FRC. In fact, at FRC, the inward pressure is less as compared to outward, and hence the lungs remain inflated. These are the certain things which we were discussed. And at the leadership board, Dr. Lakshmi has topped the chart. Myself, Mu at second. Sunny, you are again at the rank 3. That's great. Ashish, Arko, you are also there at rank 5. Thank you for joining. Please join me every third day. That is upcoming days. I will tell you the upcoming quiz sessions here, quiz days here. The upcoming quiz days are after 12th. The next quiz is on 16th and then 19th. I will just give the dates of the next quiz. The next quiz is on 16th, then 19th, and it will be on 23rd as well as on 26th and as on 30th of December. So these are the dates of quiz for the December month. Live quiz every day on YouTube as well as on Facebook. Remember, please use the code PhysioUA to unlock all the Unacademy free classes. Please remember, you have to use the code PhysioUA to unlock all the Unacademy free classes on Unacademy app. Remember, you have to use the code PhysioUA to unlock all the Unacademy free classes. I would also like to share one more very important feature with you all. The Unacademy is coming up, has come up with a very interesting plan that is called as Iconic Plan. In Iconic Plan, you can have a subscription of the Unacademy live learning as well as prep ladder. So you can go for this plan to have your preparation best possible. That's all for now. I would like to take a leave. Please join me again. On 16th of this December, and today at 6 p.m. I am going to have one more session, free live class for everyone, that is clearance, concept of clearance in renal system. That's all for now. Please join me on Unacademy for concept of clearance in renal system at 6 p.m. right now. Within 5-10 minutes I'll be starting on Unacademy with concept of clearance. That's all for now. I wish you all the best. Thank you. See you all. Bye bye.